So when it comes to Pilates, there isn't a one size fits all, and that's really important. What happens in the studio with us is that you will work out on the reformer and do some mat work exercises, and that mat and reformer is like your bread and butter. It's the thing that you want to learn, get better at. To get better at the mat work, you have no springs, no straps, no resistance, no pulleys, no nothing to help you. It's just you, your own body weight and gravity, which is a great challenge. But sometimes, most times, we need a little bit of help, which is where the reformer comes in. A universal reformer, help designed to put springs for added resistance to help you strengthen those weaker muscles, and pulling and lengthening those muscles as you move the carriage forward and backwards away from a stable pelvis. Now we move obviously in lots of different ways, upside down, back to front, standing up, kneeling down, all sorts of ways to get that carriage to move out and in. Our jobs as teachers here at the pod is that we watch you move in your mat and your reformer and see what's kind of going wrong today. It doesn't have to be perfect, we're just looking at what's the general picture of your body moving on the mat and on the reformer. And through that it gives us an idea. So it might be that we see that you can't keep your heel still as you move the carriage out, they keep dropping under, therefore the ankle isn't very stable. So we need to work on that stability. Maybe the feet are really, really tight and they don't want to bend over when we're trying to place our arches on the bar. Then we need to work on some mobility and flexibility through the feet. Lots of times we see people's pelvises just kind of rocking about. We need to anchor that pelvis and work on stability through the pelvis. That's the abdominals, underneath the pelvis from the glutes, the whole kind of diaphragm and the centre of the body. Sometimes we see that the shoulders are very tight and they're doing movements when we're very kind of here in the chest instead of open chest. So we know we need to open out the chest and strengthen the back muscles. Sometimes we see that perhaps the neck doesn't really rotate because again, the neck is tight and maybe the upper back is tight. There's loads of things that we can spot and see, and that gives us that trend and picture to what's going on in your body today. And it is different each day people come in. This is where the clever part comes. Unless we've got all these toys to play with, then of course you're just doing a workout for workout's sake on a reformer or the mat, which is fabulous and fine. But if you want to change your body, correct something about yourself and start to see a more balanced body, this is where you need the toys. So if we see something is quite tight, then we might need to open it out. Things like using the barrels, because you have a curve, ladder barrel has a curve. Those curves help to open something and stretch it out. Then of course you might need to have something like springs, and the springs will target things that are weaker. So using the springs on things like the chairs or the wonder chair or the Cadillac. We've got the rest of the springs around the room on the high chair. Those springs will tap in to the part of the body that's a bit tight. We've also got lots of small props. We've got foot correctors, toe gizmos, sandbags, loads of things to help those finer things where the feet, the toe joints, the wrists, all sorts of stuff. And that shapes the session. Each session, as you see, is different. So obviously the work you do on the mat and reformer is trying to follow an order and get better and get more fluid, more streamlined, better and more balance in the body, but you might come in with different stuff each time. So it's your job to be committed to learning a good discipline for your mat and reformer and kind of really thinking about how does my body feel, and it's our job to help you play with the playground and put all that together to make a change about your body. So why don't you guys come and play at the studio? It's not a reformer workout, it's not just a mat class, it's a full studio experience with the high chair, with the wonder chair, with the Cadillac and the spine corrector and the ladder barrel and the pedipole and the toe gizmos and everything. So if you've never had any of that and you've got a bit of things that are a bit clunky and a bit clicky and a bit tight and a bit weak, why not come and play and put your body back together in a much more balanced, integrated way. It's loads of fun. See you then.